We start tonight with Ukraine, where tensions heightened further as Ukraine denied the Russian Defense Minister's airplane access to travel throughout its airspace. Kiev has also announced its formal request to enter the Western military bloc NATO. On Friday, the Ukraine and Western governments reiterated claims that Russia is aiding the rebels fighting in the east of the country. Russia has denied the claims, saying they are not new.
It's not the first time allegations have been made. From the very beginning of the crisis, we have been blamed for everything, so it's not the first time that we hear all sorts of conjecture, and not once have any facts been presented to us. There have been reports that there are photographs from space showing movements of Russian troops, but as it turned out, it was a computer game, and the images were taken from there. And the latest allegations are more or less of the same kind.
That number has gone up to 2,593 as of 27 of August, which is an average of 36 people killed per day, whereas last month, considering the total at the time, we had about an average of 11 people killed on a daily basis. This is an increase of almost 300%.
To the Middle East, where the United States confirmed that it carried out more airstrikes over Iraq Friday. The US Defense Department released a video of the bombings. On Friday, the Pentagon has confirmed that it has spent $500 million in Iraq since June, which amounts to $7.5 million per day. To Syria, where Islamist militants have captured 43 United Nations peacekeepers. These developments come as Al-Qaeda affiliates and Islamic State militants continue to control the Syrian Golan Heights. However, US President Barack Obama has again ruled out any possibility of cooperating with the Syrian government to fight the Islamist groups inside Syria. He says the US continues to consider military action there.
Intellectuals and Nobel laureates in economics have requested that the United Nations establishes a convention about the restructuring of sovereign foreign debt. We have to also highlight the fact that other leading intellectuals since 2009 have proposed the establishment of a legal framework for restructuring the foreign debt.
Ignacio Sanchez owns a roadside grill next to the Sonora River. He says business has dried up since a massive acid spill from a mine upstream occurred more than 3 weeks ago.
There are no customers. No one comes to buy the product because it is meat. Meat from the river that is contaminated, according to the people here near the Sonora River.
Many of the 22,000 people affected by the state's biggest spill protest the company, Grupo Mexico, for a history of negligence and contaminations.
The river has always been polluted, but considered as just a small leak, because Grupo Mexico has never fulfilled health and environmental requirements. However, now it has gotten out of hand.
While federal authorities pledged to hold the company accountable, they affirmed that they will not close the mine due to economic interests.
We can't stop economic activity. We need to orient and facilitate economic activity only when it fulfills environmental standards and norms.
Critics argue that standards are low so as to attract investment. They say that companies also would rather pay fines than meet strict norms.
De una multa de 1.200.000 pesos, lo cual es nada para lo que gana el Grupo México, que es el tercer hombre más rico de México y el 45 a nivel mundial. Es nada, para él es más barato pagar una multa de ese tamaño que prevenir la contaminación.
More than 40,000 cubic meters of sulfuric acid were spilled into the Sonora River, leaving farm workers and ranchers entirely out of work.
Although the authorities here vowed to place the heaviest fines on the company responsible, Grupo Mexico, citizens here are demanding that those resources be applied to effective preventative measures so that accidents like these won't happen in the future. Clayton Kahn, Mazacawi, Sonora, Mexico.
Mexican comic genius Mario Moreno, better known as Cantinflas, is being remembered in a major Hollywood production released today. The movie, directed by Sebastián Del Amo, portrays the life of the man known as the Charlie Chaplin of Latin America. The film gives an insight into Cantinflas' personal life, which has been largely unknown to most of his fans.